It's week 2 of the NFL on EA Sports. The Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Los Angeles Chargers.
From one of the loudest venues in the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here in Kansas City. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Kansas City Chiefs. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Got his man, Robbie Anderson. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
At the 31.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Gets this one to Hill. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Hill. That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. To the right side, it's Kelsey. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's 2nd down. 2nd and 9 from the 44. Working from the gun, Mahomes. That'll be taken in by Anderson. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 43. Give him 14 on that one and a first down. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 43. They'll run for the first time with Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier. Desmond King on the tackle. A 6-yard pickup.
On 2nd down and 4, Mahomes. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line.
City Chiefs.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he'll get about 4 as he's brought down at the 24.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
4-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and
From the gun, it's Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
Mahomes pass.
And this will be play number 8 of the opening drive. It's 3rd and short.
6. Brings up 3rd and 1.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. This one from 35 yards away. Butker's kick here is good. And the Chiefs are out to a 3-0 lead.
Makes the score. Chiefs 3, Chargers 0.
No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football.
I would say confidence would have to be pretty high after that first drive, able to throw it almost at will. You're exactly right. They didn't get the touchdown, but 3 points serves as a nice notice about how this offense is going to move.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
And what I enjoyed in preparing for this game was talking not just with the coaching staff, but with him as well. And I found it interesting that the coaching staff sees him one way, and he sees himself an entirely different way.
Yeah, one thing he said he's always working on, we know he's not bad at this, but his footwork, always wants to improve that, and that's something he's going to focus on here.
And what was so funny, what the offensive coordinator say right off the top, he's got great footwork. Love his footwork. So this guy is never satisfied.
And 9.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And his throw here is incomplete.
The pass.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Short pass caught by Henry. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. 14 yards is the pickup there and a Charger first down. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Made at the 44-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6. And the Chiefs are going to get him.
Quarterback is sacked. A loss of 11 yards. It's 3rd.
Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 45-yard line. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. Now Eckler. As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3. This complete to Henry over the middle. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 28. 11 yards there, first down.
Chargers.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Harris has it over the middle. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
You always worry about those smaller receivers running through that gnarly patch of land in the middle of the field. But he did a really nice job there holding on to the football and protected himself as best he could while completing the play.
Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Chiefs' 10-yard line.
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
Gun now on 3rd down. And the pressure gets to him again. And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Man, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game, I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. On fourth down, Anthony Lynn says, let's go for 3. From the left hash, this from 53 yards out. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will tie us at 3-3.
At 3-3.
So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it. Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He'll buy some time right. He's going to take off with it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
He's brought down at the 31. It's a gain of 7. Makes it 3rd.
From the gun on 3rd down, Mahomes. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
36 yards on the punt with no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Here comes the field general leading his offense back out there for the next possession. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to it.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
He'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
3rd down.
And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win 1st down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on 1st down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating 1st downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Intended for
after the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Casey Hayward on the cover.
Now a handoff here to his running back. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The ball carrier.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on 1st down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on 2nd.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. Now Mahomes. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to have the 1st down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
For a
9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Mahomes going to throw. That one complete to Hill. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
Tyreek Hill.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
At the 35-yard line.
Mahomes complete to his tight end. It's Kelsey.
Mahomes pass. Complete to Travis Kelsey. It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 2.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So 2 first downs, and that moves the ball to the 42 now, 1st and 10. Here's Mahomes to throw, and his throw's going to be incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for, but it'll be 2nd down.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Mahomes again here on 2nd and 10. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1.
That's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there?
Tough to do because what they normally will do is run routes.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 46.
Intercepted by the...
That was a really nice interception. I think it illustrates the differences between playing man and playing zone. When you're in man, all you're focused on is the receiver in front of you. But when you're in zone, you're allowed to read the quarterback's eyes and go to the ball. That's exactly what happened on that play.
And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. And last time out, they had to punt the football away. Anything positive possibly to take from that?
There always is when you're punting the football away. It doesn't sound like it because you're giving it up, but you've avoided a mistake.
At least you didn't turn it over.
You didn't turn it over, right? You're giving your defense a chance because you're punting the ball away, and they're set to go on the field as opposed to sudden change after a turnover. Wow, now you got to go out there and stop people. So, yeah, there's always something positive to be gained from it. Have to give some credit to the defender on that when he read all of his keys perfectly and got a great break on the ball and able to force that incompletion.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
A gain of 12. 1st down, Chargers.
They'll run here with Eckler. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Second and 11. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Williams.
The pass.
The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's 3rd down.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Able to find Harris, complete. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. Here's a throw right side, taken in by his tight end. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have taken the lead. That's why you've got your star out there. Throw the ball to him. They did.
That's simply saying we don't care what coverage you put out there. He's so good. We're going there with the football anyway, and there's not a thing you can do about it.
Inside the red zone, they go to him. He gets it done. And it is up.
The kick is good.
And it's good. That'll make our score 10-3 now.
Chiefs 3.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. He's just been looking for some space. I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about it.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
Mahomes pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Derwin James on the coverage.
Now they'll run on the draw. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd down and 12. To throw, it's Mahomes. He'll find Clyde Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. That'll bring up 4th down. They wind up getting 8 yards, but they needed more than that.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the 2nd quarter. They'll contain him to just 4, 2nd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he get a good head of steam going.
And 6 yards to go.
And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary here. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And not much room to operate as he'll get this up only to about the 41. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down. A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally, I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
Here's the Chiefs punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20-yard line. Here again comes the captain of this offense, leading his crew back out there now. He's got to be feeling pretty good, playing well. Team has the lead, so just looking to mount a drive here that ends in the end zone.
And all quarterbacks will tell you, hey, we love a running game, helps us out. But at the end of the day, they want to rely on their arm, throw the football, feel good about things, keep things moving in the right direction. Right now, that's exactly what we're seeing.
And we'll see if that continues. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a 1st down. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Going on the ground with Eckler. And he'll take it across the 50 and into Chief territory. Chris Jones on the stop.
49-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
Now a dump off here complete. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 1. The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Just a simple run play there on 3rd and 1, but this D was up to the challenge and stopped him, bringing up 4th down.
On is the Chargers punter now as he's on to kick it away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
23-yard line.
The Chiefs offense set to go. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football.
But when you look at how teams play the game, that complementary football comes into play. How do I take care of my defense? How do I take care of my offense? Well, The defense is taking care of them in a lot of ways. Now it's time for the offense to jump things up and help their defense out. Give them a little bit of rest.
Yeah, time for them to give them a rest. Took the words right out of my mouth. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 30-yard line.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up 3rd down.
The ball carrier.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
They really need to get something going, didn't they? They punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll run here with Edwards-Helaire. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Second and 12 now at the 44-yard line. Here's Edwards-Helaire. And a minimal gain here as he's up to about the 47-yard line.
Helaire, the ball carrier.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 9.
Brings up 3rd and 10.
They'll set up the screen to Edwards-Helaire. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44.
A 3-yard.
Brandon, how about that reaction there from a defensive end? Able to recognize the screen pass trying to happen, broke off his pass rush, and then get back to tackle the running back. That's a very athletic and intelligent play. Reminds me of you working out and seeing that the treadmill's open and getting there before anyone else.
See, I know you're just patronizing me right now. Everybody knows at home that that is nothing but a shot at me, and I'll take it, absorb it, and we'll move on. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
4-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. 1st and 10, and kind of tipping their hand at running the ball. 3 tight ends are out there. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And right side, Henry's got it. And they'll get him down right at around the 11-yard line.
Henry.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 11-yard line.
That throw into the arms of Allen. And he's dropped just shy of the 25 at the 24. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
1st down, Los Angeles.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's into the hands of Eckler. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. A reminder coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this 2nd week of the regular season. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
A gain of 14. And the
Back to throw now on 1st down. Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll get it into enemy territory just across midfield at the 49.
A gain of 5.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. Touchdown, LA!
Touchdown, Los
Keenan
Angeles.
Allen with his 2nd touchdown here in this 1st half. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. And he's having a nice little 1st half here, partner.
And it's a 1st half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the 2nd quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
Point after try forthcoming. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it winds up with a touchdown for Los Angeles. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired.
Try to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick 6. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already. Extra point forthcoming. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. From the 6. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
First and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
KC's offense ready to take over. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
That to his running back, Edwards-Helaire. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And to the 49-yard line, but no further, and obviously he is well short of the first. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And likely time for one final play here in the half, so they will go for it on 4th down. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, we'll get you back to you and Charles in a bit, but first it's time for a trip around the NFL following an eventful opening weekend. Let's see what's happening in Week 2. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat. And it's the Jaguars who have the lead in the second quarter. DJ Chark, a touchdown reception. From there, we head down to Tennessee to check on the Titans at home in Nashville. And it's the visiting Jets who have the lead in that one. Sam Darnold has thrown a touchdown pass. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. The Browns were winners last week, so they're trying to start their campaign at 2-0. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
So here are the Chargers to take over. They've got the lead right now as they start this drive first and 10. Of course, remember they beat the Saints a week ago, so some good momentum rolling right now. They'll come out throwing here on first down. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 5 catches for him in that first half, and that's number 6 that we just saw, and also a first down. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Here's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 15 yards on the play, first down.
First down, Chargers.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
At the 47-yard line.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 36. It's a pickup of 17 and a first down.
Los Angeles.
Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets, because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get this to Eckler.
The pass.
Nothing on that one. It'll be 2nd down. Had the completed pass, but for no gain, stopped right at the line, so it's 2nd and 10. The second down attempt there knocked down as it leaves the quarterback's hand, and it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
Finding Harris over the middle, and he gets it down a yard or 2 shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. And this one is right through. And that will extend the lead out to 24.
27, Chiefs 3.
So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the third quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
At their own 22-yard line.
So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Caught, Kelsey, left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
A 2-yard.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. And that will be incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. Getting set to go again here on offense, Keenan Allen marches back onto the field. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big, opens it up for other people to have big games as well?
That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And he's able to get it back to the 41-yard line.
Third down pass.
That's now a 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes. The big man, P.J. Hall, had the path to the QB there. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
To try again after the sack, Mahomes. He's got the connection left side to Brown. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
11 yards.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give him 13 yards there and a Kansas City 1st down.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Down, Mahomes. A quick slant to Hill. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. A 20-yard touchdown. And the Chiefs are able to cut into this lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? R-A-C?
Run after catch. And he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Now Mahomes to the line as the Chiefs are going to go for the 2-point try. Working from the gun, Mahomes. Oh, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
No good. That keeps the score. Chargers
Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there is really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
Harrison Butker.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. On the return, it's Taylor. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here's a Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Here is Eckler.
Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule.
Complete.
7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
7-yard pickup.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Now a man open down the middle of the field, and he'll go down right around the 47 this time.
To Keenan Allen.
That is his 951st NFL reception, so 49 away from 1,000, but 951. That ties him with Andre Reed.
Oh, I love the trigger there because Andre Reed caught the ball any part of the field and specialized in traffic, similar to what we've seen throughout his career as well. Does not mind going across the middle and making big-time catches.
Complete.
A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Charger first down. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 43. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain of 3.
Ball carrier.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the third quarter here. Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. On the return, it's Taylor. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
L.A. readies for its next possession. And following the pick six, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
It's second and inches.
And he'll be brought down right around the 37. 7 yards there and a first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on second down.
It's a gain of 8.
Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. A throw on the quick slant, going to be complete. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line.
Harris.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 48-yard line. Now left side on the swing pass. That catch good for only a couple. So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on first down.
It's 2nd and 8 at the Chiefs' 46-yard line.
Now a pass here caught by Hunter Henry. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 26. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And now look at him go. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line.
First down pass. Intercepted. The Chiefs take over 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
Coming out with a jumbo package to start the drive. Now Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
Edwards-Helaire, the ball carrier, brought down at the 23-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
And that's going to do it. Clock hits zeros. They're not going to get another playoff. Time has run out on this third quarter. So we'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. To throw on 2nd and 6. Mahomes. And now he's going to use his legs. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
Sometimes guys get locked into such a groove. What do we call it? The game slowing down. They see everything happening almost in slow motion. They see the lanes develop. I feel like he's right there.
Well, and you want this from your leader, right? With this deficit, this stage of the game, second half, no quit in him.
0.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. And he'll look underneath here for Edwards-Helaire. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. It's a gain of 9 yards. And that'll make it second and short. Mahomes now to throw. Rolling to his right. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. A 3-yard touchdown run.